Hello, I'm Leisa Holland-Nelson, co-host of Culture Club HTX, and excited to be on site at SheSpace today with
Shavonnah Schreiber, the other side of Culture Club HTX, and our friend Stephanie, CEO and founder of SheSpace. Welcome.
Stephanie Seward.
Well,
Stephanie.
You're like Oprah. We could just call you Steve.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You are. I think you say
Well,
Stephanie,
thank you.
You say Stephanie SheSpace, everyone knows. So if there's another
doubt.
Stephanie who works here, then we're sorry for her because
There is, actually.
There is another Stephanie.
Oh, is there?
It does get confusing.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're so excited to have you here, or for you to have us here. So thank you for letting us come to your
Absolutely.
beautiful space.
I invited you.
Yeah, so thank you. We appreciate it. Here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
I think by now most folks know the origin, most of our audience at least know the origin of the story of SheSpace, meaning you wanted to create a space, working space for professional women that had women in mind from start to finish.
Yes.
As it was designed.
Yes.
What about the story don't we know? That's what we do know. Tell us a little bit more about the why behind SheSpace beyond that.
There's so much to that.
Okay.
And we don't have days. But so first, that was my perspective of trying to work at home, look for a place to meet, working in the coffee shop, working in the car. I didn't have an office to work from, and it was very inconvenient. It was very inconsistent, and it was very ineffective use of my time, which is my pain point, is when busy people don't want to waste time.
Amen.
So, and I would look around and I would see 8 other women in the coffee shop with their laptops on doing the exact same thing. And all my friends were like, well, whose house do we meet at? And can we find a restaurant? And it just was like, there has to be a better way to do this. It wasn't just myself thinking of this. So I was going through all this. Now we need to also talk about my daughter-in-law, Katie, who is the co-founder. So she came at it from a completely different perspective.
Okay.
So she was coming out of corporate America and had been in oil and gas for a decade. And her experience with working around men were, shall we say, less than fulfilling. And so she...
It's true.
And so I had started working on the idea, but I brought it to her and she was all in because she was bringing this whole different perspective that needed to be added to round it out. So we have 2 generations, 2 different perspectives, 2 different personalities. So all of this, and Leisa was actually one of the very, very first people I went to talk to. I said, I have this idea. I don't really know. What do you think? What does it look like? And this was in the very, 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 very early.
But who
she is an advisor.
comes with an idea and a folder full of like almost PowerPoint and photographs and architectural
This
drawings.
is like very, very, very early on. And I said, I really think this is something we need to do. You might have been the very first person.
I
think even before I talked to like my husband and to like anybody in the family.
You came from your trip.
And you said to me, yes. So that was very, very early. And you said to me, think about this. If you still want to do this in like 4 to 6 weeks, come back to me. I'll never forget this. You come back to me and I will help you architect it. I still remember those words and it would not go away. Like it really would not go away. Like it kept me up at night and I kind of wanted it to go away because it's a lot. I mean, I knew it was a major undertaking and for the women of Houston, they deserve the very, very best. And so if it was going to be done, it had to be done the right way.
Right.
And so it did not go away.
It didn't go away.
It did not go away.
Well, she tried at one point to make it go away.
Yes, and I was
kind of like she was living my dream. Anyone who knows me knows this is my dream. I'm all about women, leadership, convening, engaging, all of that kind of
beautiful
stuff.
Spaces in places.
And so whenever she didn't want to do it, I was right there.
Well,
going,
I think that's the only wobble that has ever been. Just one wobble.
Yeah.
It was a big wobble. But then, yes, I was like, commit. And then I started, reaching out to everybody and explaining. And at that point, even when I went to Katie, it's like, to try to explain it, because it really wasn't formed yet. It was like in that such embryonic stages, like we have to do something to bring women together, a physical space to bring women together, because there are a gazillion women's organizations.
Correct.
But they're all kind of like splintered. They're working here, they're working here, they're working here. And
coffee
so like,
shops, cars,
yes. And so like you need a physical space to bring to women together.
Yeah.
And
There's
so they can,
that happens.
yes.
And I don't remember co-working being as big a part of it as it turned out to be.
It wasn't. It wasn't a part of it. And originally, this is Katie. This is Katie thinking like, we have to have a revenue stream.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
Katie's the CFO.
So like, and I'm like,
Thank you, Katie.
yeah, thanks, Katie. And so she asked all the right questions and all the hard questions. And she really, so that is why it turned into co-working space, because what we love the most is the community and the programming and the opportunities, but it's a business, and we have to have a way to support the business. And so we use ourselves as a model, a for-profit model, so that women are not afraid to make money.
I love that. So how many years has it been since that wobble that thankfully you recovered from?
I can tell you exactly.
Okay, tell us.
I can tell you exactly. This summer, it would be 4 years ago. The wobble was 4 years ago.
I remember well.
Yeah, it was in the summertime, so like maybe June. It was probably June. It was a wobble. But this fall, we will have been open 4 years. We moved very quickly after that. Yeah.
And you expanded. I know that. For sure. I mean, you started and then, so you landed and expanded, which is one of my favorite things to do and say.
Yeah, we landed and immediately expanded because we had already run out of space.
I just am never going to forget the opening party was in November, right?
It was in COVID.
Yep. And Frank, your husband, was so excited. He wanted to take the whole space all the way to the end.
Yeah, he's like, let's take the whole space, because we're in a retail center. So we can talk about that, but we're in a retail center. But we were the first tenants. And the space next to us was just getting leased, but by another female entrepreneur. So we went to her and we said, can you just move down a little bit? She's like, sure. So she moved down. We took over the space, built it out. Here we are. No more space. There's no more space left.
Yeah, it's all.
Or we could use it.
So this journey, I know you had a question around we talked about the wobble. So
well, double pronged. First, if there was one thing you could do differently, what would that be? But let's roll it in. If you had to do it all over today, what does that look like?
It's just, the answer to both questions are the same. We should have done it earlier.
That's a very good answer. I didn't think it would be that short. Yeah. Well, no, because we needed it earlier.
Well, I talked over on the first question, so I'm shortening the answer to the second. So it is, we should have done it earlier. But I think there's a right time for everything. I knew nothing about co-working. What I knew about co-working was what you read in the news about WeWork. I'm just that's what I know. That's kind of what you heard about. And like this co-working explosion has happened because of as a result of the pandemic. But this was already way in the works before that. Way in the works before
but I remember,
the pandemic.
And I might have made this up, or Katie might have told me that, I do those things. But I remember talking about it with people Katie and Laura's age. I mean, because the target was really young, successful women. It wasn't startups. It wasn't that. Finding a place for them to be together. And we were kind of focusing, you came to the Heights. We were focusing on women in the Heights because so many were working from home and didn't want to do it anymore.
So the focus originally was founders.
Yeah.
Founders, but so many of them, because of their budget restrictions, do work at home.
Right.
But founders need the stimulation that you get and the ideas that like what happens when you are around other founders but because of COVID, we're now about 50% remote workers as well, because so many people switched to a remote work, or at least to a hybrid approach. So the world has definitely figured out that a hybrid approach is better. Some people cannot work from home. Some people don't want to work from home.
Well, but I think in addition to that, is what you said. I say this all the time. There is energy in a place when people are together.
Oh,
It's a fact.
Without a doubt.
You can do as many virtual meetings as you want, but bringing people together, convening, energy.
You can't. it's irreplaceable. It's like person to person contact is irreplaceable. And the things that happen, the emotions, the nonverbal language, all those things, the hugs. Should we talk about the hugs? Yes. Well, I mean, hugs just go a long way. And I would say in here, unless you're meeting someone for a first time meeting, hugs have replaced handshakes.
That's wonderful. We're going to use that. Hugs.
Remind me I said that because I like it too.
Yeah, of course.
But I've never said.
We are alliterators.
Oh, we love it.
Hugs
have replaced handshakes.
I love that.
I would say, and you can't do that. You can't do that on
Zoom.
You
can do like this.
No, it's not the same.
You can't.
But other things that are contagious that you get from in-person contact is just moods are contagious.
Success is contagious.
All of that.
Moods,
and
energy.
Ambition. Mm-hmm. Positive energy, positive mindset.
Even
that is all
is helpful.
It is.
All of this are things that you pick up from like, and like, wow, she had a victory today because almost everybody's in here is in a different industry. Wow, she did it. She got her client. She got that contract. She's turned in her proposal. And that really gives the person sitting next to you or across the hall from you like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to keep going because I was going to maybe do something else, but I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to give up. And we do a lot of celebrations in here.
I have a bracelet that says keep going.
Every day.
Keep going.
Mine says
even when you wobble.
But, of course, I'm going to go off the question.
Well, we have one more question that we must get to, but what's your off the question? You can.
I just want to talk about it because I think we're talking about co-working, community, all this kind of stuff. But one of the most interesting and exciting things to me about SheSpace is the community that's here plus the community that's members and uses it like I do.
Yes.
I popped in 3 times in the last month, like to meet with people here and forgot to book anything.
Yeah,
there was room.
Good point. Good point.
But
she's in training.
I'm not getting to my question. Not my question. It's really a statement. And I think it's important for people to know that you're not walking in to a bunch of unknowns. You got a lot of high profile companies in here, women who are successful, that the business community knows, the community knows, the political community knows. 2 of the best lobbyists in our state probably here as your tenants.
Yes, and I love them.
Yeah, I mean,
they're awesome.
Have like extraordinary women tenants, and I think you might even have a man.
We do. Yeah, there are men. So
he always likes to remind me that he's a SheSpace.
Yes, there are men that are on teams here. Yeah, absolutely. And they love it. I'm telling you, men love it here because it's so different from like that real sterile.
It's pretty.
So we have a lot of corporations do come in for off-site meetings here.
Yes.
Because just the psychology about changing location and how it resets the mind. There's a lot of off-site meetings here because we do have the meeting rooms.
We hosted a workshop here back in the beginning. My company did, and then we rented out a space for a video production.
Yeah, that was fun.
Because it is
twice.
It's a beautiful space
in this room, actually.
In this room, in this very room. So, okay, final question.
Okay, you get it. Is it you or me?
Well, I was going to answer let me just add on to what you were saying.
This is important.
Yes. Yeah. So I think what she's saying in the beginning, it was designed for working women. However, we had so many people come to us that perhaps didn't need a place to go work, to have a meeting, that they were doing other things with their life, but they wanted to be part of the community. And we did not really know. That's why I'm addressing this. And she's like, I don't need to work there. I have a place to work, but I want to be part of the community. And again, I believe you were the first person to sign up. We have a social membership. And that's what you belong to as well. So a social member is not only a way to belong to the community, to say you belong to SheSpace, which is starting to be a really big thing in this town, but you're invited to all the events.
Like the one on financial literacy that I came to along with another colleague, and it was so much fun.
They're good.
So much fun. It was fun. It was educational. And it was just fun. I mean, we just had a good time. And it was in the evening. It was great.
Yes, so we have things at noon. We have things in the evening because people have different kinds of schedules. That is the biggest segment of SheSpace, though. The social membership. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. And I think it's just going to keep growing.
And people go, wait, I can belong to SheSpace? Because they think, well, I don't need to come work.
Right. It's like,
so yes, you can. Yes, you can. And every day every day, we get people saying that, wait, and now we just added for our social members, because we really want to see them more, they get a free day pass to come work for a day. Brand new.
I got an email about that.
Yes.
I do remember
that. Was this week.
That was this week.
Yeah. That's brand new.
Yeah, the new membership level.
Levels, yeah. So
I like it.
what's next? What's next for SheSpace? Because there has to be something next. You can't just
Yes, there's always next. There's always more. And we have been very patient with taking on growth, because growth can be defined many different ways, and success doesn't necessarily mean bigger, but in our case, it is getting larger every day. What is next is reaching more women, more and more women. We're really reaching out into the community. We're starting from partnerships with lots of nonprofits. We have 43 nonprofits that are support. 43 nonprofits.
That's really a lot.
Because again, they need a place to meet with people. They need a place off site. They could be out in areas that are not convenient for their, so that is all kinds of partnerships with them. Continuing to do that. Now we have partnerships, or we're growing our partnership with like the Dash.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
The Dash, Girl Scouts, Women in Architecture, Women in Engineering, like all these. So but it's never ending. This is such a huge city, and there's so many incredibly, splendidly audacious women in this city.
So how do people find out more about the social membership? If there is space, about having an office space here or renting the space for a meeting, how do people find out?
Oh, look up SheSpace HTX.
That's it.
I'm the HTX again.
I mean,
Oh, the HTX was also you.
you know, this is Culture Club HTX.
I love
Right. She loves
it.
HTX.
We'll figure it out when we go to another
So
city.
we are in a retail shopping center, which is very different, because we are surrounded by retailers where women need to get their stuff done. Yeah, all the services, like the beauty store and the grocery store and nails and
Ulta
lashes.
and the wine store.
Target is a block away. And shall we say the wine store?
Wine store.
And for me, gasoline, because my gasoline's in the parking lot. That's a huge thing. And just come see us. Come for a hug.
We will come for hugs. We will come for programming, because it's fabulous, and we'll just come hang out. Can we just come hang out?
Yes, we love to just hang out. We do hang out a lot.
So it's hugs and hangouts. Oh, I love it.
Another one. Hot
Another
dog. Hot dog.
Well, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
SheSpace HTX. Please go visit. We look forward to seeing you at the next social event or community event, etc. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that,
stay focused
and stay fabulous. And now we have the great pleasure, I was going to say of sitting on the sofa, but we're not on the sofa.
No.
Of sitting here in this beautiful space with a person who designs beautiful spaces, Elizabeth. So nice to have you here.
Thank you.
And thank you for sitting down with us.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your interior design firm. I can't wait.
Elizabeth Blake.
Elizabeth Blake Designs. My name's Elizabeth Williford, and I have been in the interior design business my whole life. My parents are designers. My grandparents were in the furniture business, and I've worked for design firms around town. I'm a third generation Houstonian. And interior design, the traditional interior design model, I don't believe works any longer. And that's where the designer makes an hourly rate and markup on products. And the global markets have made furniture so available to the masses. And the public now knows how to purchase from mail order catalogs or online shopping. They've been educated. And so interior design is not as exclusive as it used to be. One needed the designer, to have access to all of those products. And now they're available. And so when I would go pitch my business and I would say, oh, here's this beautiful room with the sofa and the curtains and the pillows, they'd say, oh, but it's so expensive. Why is yours more expensive than what it is over here at this retailer? And I would get so frustrated. So Elizabeth Blake emerged, and I created this digital product called Room Revamp 360. And that is a room by room engagement. So for example, the client comes to me and says, I don't like my living room anymore. And so I come and measure, and I listen, take photographs, and then I go back to my desk and I create a digital product that I email to them within a 4 to 6 weeks time. And it is essentially an interior design roadmap for them through retail markets. So the presentation includes a mood board, a suggested floor plan of furniture for that room, and a digital catalog of every single item that they need to purchase directly from the retailer. And it has the links. It has the colorways. If the sofa comes in 4 links, it has that link, the depth, the fabric. It has even throw pillows, throw blankets, rugs, everything you need for your room. And now, after you've received that in your inbox, you can go and do it when you're ready. There's no commitment.
Or even pieces at a time.
Pieces at a time.
Okay, so I'm going to back up being more of sort of a traditional person, and
Sure.
yet I am a very creative person. Since I was a child,
I can tell.
I could look at a room and design it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no degree in interior design
Right.
or flower arranging
Some
or any of
people
those
have a
things that
knack.
I just,
And some people
do.
don't.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
get why you
But-
need it.
But I don't want to do it myself.
Right.
I mean, I might order it, but I sure don't want to install it. What happens then?
Right. So basically, this product is not for everyone. And
Oh,
so
darn.
this is for someone
I
that
have a
wants,
room. I
that-
need help.
they want to push up their sleeves and they don't want to pay my hourly rate
Okay.
That's
to
how
go
you
do it. And that's why it's affordable. And
Okay.
so I give you all of the information and you go do it yourself. You have to bring it in. You have to discard of the packaging. You take care of everything.
Oh, no.
Well,
But
I
that's
think-
great I know so many people
Yes.
who want to do
I
that.
think most people not only want to do that, that's what they can afford to do.
That's
what-
That's what you seems like you filled in this gap in the market to create availability and accessibility to people who can't pay for someone to come and do it in full for them.
That's right. That's right. Because I just felt like there was a demand, and
There is.
I leaned into what people were saying, and that
Yeah.
was help. I want that beautiful space, but I don't want
and
to
I
pay
think
that.
more people than, because I'm also very creative and have always been, and can just, I have really good spatial dispatch. I can walk into a room and I can know the like I can know that. Most people don't. I have a really good friend that every single time, she doesn't live here, but every time she designs a room, she has to work with a designer because she does not have that skill set. She just doesn't. So she needs someone to help curate
That's
the
right.
space.
It is a
And then
curate.
she can go and buy it and you know,
Right.
have it arranged, but she needs the curation.
Yes.
And that's what you do.
Yes.
In this.
I curate spaces for people. That's
Which
exactly
is awesome. So I hope this isn't a rude thing because we've all been taught never to talk about money, but
Right.
like how much does this cost? What's the difference between this and
Right.
if I hired you, do you still have an
Percentage-wise.
hourly rate?
Right,
Do you still
right.
do those kind of projects?
No, I no
Okay.
longer do
Okay.
hourly work or custom made
Okay.
draperies, even though I love all of my vendors and I love all of my people in town. I am focusing on this room revamp 360. And
Okay.
basically, the beauty in this is that it's so transparent. I send you an invoice for the cost, my design fee to do that room. You pay it upfront one time, and in 4 to 6 weeks later, you receive the product. And that's it. There is no more hourly rates, bills. There's no more questioning of how much did that really cost? Why is that so expensive? It is so very transparent.
And I
Do
think
different rooms cost different?
Yes. So there is an entry level for the show-stopping rooms of the house, the first floor rooms, the front study, the great room, the living room, the dining room. Primary bedrooms are also at a higher price point. But then once you get into smaller rooms, especially children's rooms, which, you know, there's not a whole lot out there to pull from children's rooms. There's really only about 4 or 5 sources. Those are at a lower price point. And
makes
so,
sense.
yeah.
well, it's no different in having worked with kind of the in between, but definitely a full service furniture provider here for my office. I would imagine that the difference is probably 60% less.
Yes.
If you do it this way, then it just makes sense.
It is
right?
it is a fraction of the cost of
Yeah.
working with a traditional interior designer. The other thing is that there's no commitment, and so you can just ease into it.
Exactly.
And people love that.
Well, for example, I think if you have a great room, for example, that you're redesigning and it's a couch and 2 chairs and a table and a rug, well, maybe you get the couch first and then you buy the rug. And then because you have furniture, and so you sort of piece it together until you get to the whole thing. I can see that.
Yes.
So how do people, well, one question, and then how do people find you and learn more?
Okay.
What is the best interior design tip you ever received?
Well, that's a good one. It is by far through and through is that interior design should represent and reflect you and your lifestyle and who you are and where you've been. And it does not need to look like what someone has presented in a magazine. And those magazine shots, they're beautiful, but that's not real life.
And they're staged.
Staged.
They're not even the real house in most cases.
In most cases. And so I learned, and I always tell my clients, let's make this look like you. You have dogs. Let's get a sofa that can withstand,
I have a white sofa because I have a cream dog.
Right. And if you have kids and toddlers, let's do vinyl that we can wipe up, Absolutely. So I tell people, just let's do you and what reflects you.
I love that. And because you have come from this family of designers, I feel like that is wisdom that will stand the test of time.
Yes.
It's probably something you heard when you first started, and then you tell your clients that.
Yes.
Speaking of, how do people learn more about you, about your service? How can they find you?
Great. So I am everywhere, but the best place to find me is on my website, www.elizabethblakedesigns.com.
Okay.
And there you will find so much information about me and the process. It is a very descriptive, you can read a quick short thing or you can read all about the process. And then you can also, the best place to reach me is through my website.
Okay. Super.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes, ladies. Thank you so much for having me.
You look happy and
well
put
together,
right?
And she's dressed like me.
Oh, well,
I know we like pink, right? Pink and white.
Yay. Pink is my color.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It was so fun chatting with you, and I can't wait to go visit the website.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I don't have a room to redesign, but I don't know.
Let's go see.
Maybe you do.
Tell somebody.
I do have one.
Well, she wants you to come and do all this stuff.
But I don't know. I don't want to open the box.
Then let me tell you what, while I won't open the boxes for you, I can put you in touch with people who will.
Resourceful. Well,
right?
There you go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And there you are. So what do we have to say today?
We just have to say it's been so much fun at SheSpace. Expect to see more of this type of interview here at SheSpace because Stephanie said we can come back, and we will come back. And let us know what you think.
And stay focused.
And stay fabulous.
Bye.